Andale! What's going on, everybody? This your boy, Dr. Will Rogers, a.k.a. Master Teacher 33. And today is Sunday, September 11th, 2022. And the time is 2:30 Central. As always, brothers and sisters, got a powerful message scheduled for you today. We want to jump right in, brothers and sisters. Actually, this may be we may turn this into a little mini-series. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to cover everything today. So we want to jump right in and talk about money is energy. But we want to look at it from a different perspective because we are aware, most of us, however, are aware that money is energy. But today we want to talk about when it comes to how I'm able to maintain infinite energy while living and working in an finite environment. So we all have a limit because we are in this world. We're not of this world, but we are in this world. And while we're in this world is a finite environment. But we are unlimited beings living a limited experience. So we have to adjust. And so we have to be able to treat money like energy. And if we could learn that money is energy is an entity, and the entity then becomes our inner God, our energy. So if I can learn how to manage energy, then I can learn how to manage money. And more importantly, if I can learn how to manage energy, I can learn how to manage people. And all of this starts with an understanding that, and I've been working on a ebook to kind of summarize and get into this as we're leading up to the Crystal Cathedral, if you want to use that term, or marketing psychology, which is the quantum physics of the mind. So the new series that starts on the 19th is about finding and presenting your knowledge, which is your energy. And so why do I have and how do I maintain infinite energy while living in a finite environment? It's this ability to understand that even though we are in a finite environment, we are infinite beings. What that simply means for all of us is that energy, if we could learn how to treat energy the same way we treat money, and if we could learn how to treat people the same way we treat energy, and the same way we treat money. So this, again, is going to be a series that I'm going to break down. And, these are the series in between the next series that starts on the 19th of September. Your ability to treat energy the same way you treat money, and your ability to treat money the same way you treat people, because energy, money, and people are exactly the same. But it's very difficult for, us to be able to understand that because we separate it. And it's nothing wrong with that, but, there is something wrong with that. What's wrong with it is that we don't really take an account and manage the way we invest our energy, the way that we manage our money. In other words, you give energy to people and you don't get energy back from those people. And so that's the reason why most people are drained. And we are drained because of that. And if you could understand how that works, the energy exchange, which is why I always have energy, because I don't invest energy or time into people that don't invest energy and time into me. And so it's this ability to understand, okay, how do we do that? Well, the same way that you take your money. For example, you don't give money, at least I don't think you would. I don't think you would invest $10,000 into somebody that you don't know. So why do you invest energy into somebody that you don't know or products that you don't know? So we don't treat our energy the way we treat our money. And because there is this disconnect between money and people, and money and energy, many of us are tired at night. Many of us are exhausted. And I'm always, unless obviously there's some type of a biological attack, meaning, if you're under the weather or you're sick, blah, blah, blah. And it's extremely important, brothers and sisters, because each and every one of us, we have been given a certain period of time. So it's finite, meaning we're not going to be here forever. So even though we got unlimited energy, we have a limited time. So we're in this world, limit, but we're not of this world, unlimited. And so it's this ability to be able to use your time and your energy, because that's your money, wisely. And it's extremely, 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 extremely important, brothers and sisters, that we all over and understand, no matter where you go and what you do, how do you invest your time? How do you invest your energy? Because that is your money. It's extremely important, brothers and sisters, because we are investing our time and energy into the wrong people, the wrong places, and the wrong things. And so today's message is very important, because what we're doing is going back and we're re-examining some things that's missed when it comes to energy. Because a lot of people are asking all the time, it's like, I go all day, every day, because I give back way more energy than I give. So if I do 3 shows, if I do 2 ebooks, if I do 10 videos, I haven't expanded any energy. So the more energy I give, you can't outgive God. And the moment you get to the point of understanding that, then it becomes a chess match between you and God. And you now are getting, and you wake up every day full of joy, because you treat energy the same way you treat money, and you treat money the same way you treat people. You would never give your money away to just somebody who you knew that's going to disrespect your money. At least I wouldn't. I'm not going to invest. Now, I will help anybody. But the moment I see that they don't want to help themselves, then I withdraw my energy from that person. And it's extremely important, brothers and sisters, because, man, if you can't do that, you're not a wise investor. You're not a good steward. I wish they taught this in church, man. Because if they taught this in church, a lot of us would be a lot better off. Because what's happening is we are investing a lot of time and a lot of energy into people, places, and things that are not. It's very easy for me. Just because you're older, that doesn't make you wiser. There's a lot of old people in old churches and some of them, I'm living about the bishop so I don't respect those title, bruh. Show me your fruit. You ain't got no fruit, so you don't get no respect. And let me make sure you understand, because this is the hard truth, man. This is where the rubber meets the road. Just because there's a lot of old fools out there. And if you could understand that, man, what about relationships? Could you imagine if you treated your relationships the same way you treat money? Could you imagine if you treated your time and your energy the same way you treat your money? Because that's what I do. That's why I always have energy. That's why I always have money. Because I respect, because I'm a good steward. That's what the whole life management system is about, being a good steward. And so everything is about making money, keeping money, building wealth. But what does that mean, though? Because money is people, and it's time. So it's about making time, keeping time, building time. It's about making energy, keeping energy, building energy. That's why I always have energy. So I cannot expand my energy. That means that I cannot run out of energy, because I'm unlimited. So it's always interesting to me. Even when you get, as we age, we know that's the finite part. I'm in finite, but I'm or infinite. So I'm in a limited environment, but I'm an unlimited being. So I know that one day I will transition. So what am I supposed to do while I'm here? Man, the biggest thing that blows me away is how can you focus, exercise discipline and order, and you have nothing to focus on? Money is energy. Energy is an entity. And that entity is your energy. If you learn how to manage energy, you will learn how to manage money. If you do not know how to manage energy, how are you going to manage money? And so people who have a problem is the mismanagement and the misapplication of energy, because that's what money is. Money is not a thing. Money is just a frequency, a wave of vibration. And if we were able to wrap our brain around it, and again, like I said, I'm working on a book that's going to really go deeper into this. Right now it's entitled The Quantum Physics of the Mind. And I may change it because the series that starts on the 19th is really focusing on marketing psychology. Even though I'm probably going to title it, the Crystal Cathedral or the Crystal Brain. So that way I can get more of the dominant culture involved in it. Because, dominant culture, they like that stuff. The dominant culture, one thing I like about white folks, they don't do what black people do. Man, white people, they're not going to invest in nothing unless it's releasing dopamine. They know that we got to get some dopamine, and I need my CNS activated. Otherwise, the white man gonna walk the away. Now, black folks, we hang out. Black folks, most of us are suffering from, we still suffering from the psychological effects of slavery. And so we used to being a slave. We used to expanding energy and not getting nothing back. White folks, come on, man. You know a white person that's going to just work for free? Anybody? Now, a black person would go somewhere and visit somebody and stay there for an hour and not like that person or that party. But they was invited, so they go for the food. I know one white person that would do that. Now, I know they're out there. I just don't know them. Because remember, all my white friends, they got money. So I don't have no friends. I don't invest in people who don't invest in themselves. Why would I? It's like giving my money to a homeless person. I'd help out a homeless person, but I'm not going to go there every week and buy that person a meal if they don't get up off that ground and do something to invest in themselves. So my investment is limited. Why? I'm not going to invest in a bad deal. So if I'm going somewhere with my money and I'm paying for a meal and I get the meal and it's garbage, you think I'm going to keep going back to that same establishment and give them my money and they're going to give me garbage, but I'm just going to eat it? That's what black folks do. We have no idea that money is energy and that energy is time. We don't know because we're the slaves. So shit, we don't understand. Most of us, not all. We don't understand how to put our knowledge into a system that benefits other people more than it benefits ourselves. In fact, most black people I know, they don't even know what their knowledge is. Now, I ain't talking about no degree. Do you think my self-worth comes from? Today's Sunday, man. I can't drop no F-bomb today. I don't need no blank piece of paper. Fuck that paper. My value doesn't come from my height. It doesn't come from my skin color, my eye color. It doesn't come from my hair or the lack thereof. Everything that you put value on is not valuable. Not you personally, but to get out. So we got a conundrum. What's the conundrum, guys? We do not know how to invest energy. If you invest your energy The same way you invest your money, we all will be multi-cajillionaires. But we don't know because we used to be slaves. And we still got that shit in our DNA. Money is energy. There's people on this call who personally told me, I don't like money. Y'all remember telling me that? Not you personally, but the people who on this call who told me that. And remember, you didn't really say, you just said the scripture. The love of money is the root of all evil. Praise Jehovah. Y'all remember that? Oh, I remember. Because every person who's ever told me that, they are broke. Now, they may have a job, and they think they got money, but they just 2 checks away from homelessness. Why? They hate money. If you hate money, money hates you. Because what you're saying is you hate God. Do you honestly think mammon? Who the hell is mammon? It's just another disposition that's lower than the supreme disposition. There's only one disposition. But that disposition can drop down, and when it drops down, source allows different frequencies to establish autonomy. In other words, source allows itself to forget itself, to experience what is called autonomy, separation, what we call identity. Identity without essence is the issue today. Everybody has an identity, but they don't have no essence. Essence is source. Look at the young people today. The young people say, and I remember having this conversation with my kids. So they go to school. This is why I really don't like school. I really don't like education. I really don't like degrees. I really don't like college because you become an educated fool. Young people will say to me, like I talk to my both kids, and we talk all the time because it's amazing to watch. There's no respect for the older generation by the younger generation. They think we old and stupid because they went to college and they got an identity, but they don't have no essence. So they go to school, and school tells them, if you feel like a boy, bump your titties and your chi-chis. Even though you got 2 ovaries in a lane, bump it. That don't mean nothing. There's a black lady speaking to, it's a TikTok video. She's at Congress. I forgot the professor. This is why college is dangerous. If you send your children to college, I hope they come back. Because I guarantee you, if you got a son or daughter and they're going to college, they're going to come back. I mean, I'm having this conversation with Kendrick right now. My son went to UT Austin. Man, educated to the max. And he, anything that Diamond Coach is selling, he buys it. And what happens is they separate. So college gives them an identity that does not have fruit. Now, the problem with church is church gives you identity too. It doesn't have fruit. So when I talk to people, everybody has a belief system. It's an identity. And then I ask them the $1 billion question. Please write this down. This will save your life. When you talk to me, or anybody should ask this one question. Please write this down. Please. Are you qualified to give advice in that area? Please. This will save your life. It's going to save you a lot of money. I just saved you right now. Everybody should just send me a check for at least $1,000. Let's go and take Dr. Span, go and pass around that offering plate. I'm going to put Dr. Span in charge of picking up tithes and offering today. You good, Dr. Span? You and Dr. Jerome can take up the tithes and offering. Go ahead and pass the plate around. Pass the plate. Sister Veronica, make sure nobody's double dipping at the plate, Sister Veronica. So when I talk to people, I don't care what age. You know what I'm looking for? Qualifications. Now I gotta say it again. Make sure that plate is tagged, masterteachers33.com/donation. That's the offering plate. I need tithes and offering 10%. For some of you gotta keep it honest. I need Brenda, you got deep pockets. I think my sister Brenda, she got deep pockets. Brenda, I'm gonna need 20% from you, Brenda. 20%. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me get back on topic, y'all. Y'all know I'm messing around. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Kids that we raised. I told Kendrick the other day, see, Nico, you lost your mind? Like, who you think you talking to, dude? Like, I raised her. I wiped your little nasty butt. You dumb as a box of rocks. You don't know shit, unless I tell you. Kids think they smarter than us. It's funny. Remember, but we used to think we were smarter than ours. I know my grandmother told me, boy, I know my grandma told my brother. First time his first girlfriend, he brought her home. Big Mama Eileen told him, boy, I don't know about that girl. I mean, I forgot what her exact words, but it's something like, she got a bad spirit. Man, my brother Glenn told thing. His first wife, man, Negro down there, I ain't gonna put my boy's business out in the street like that, but he got drugged. I'm gonna put it that way. I'm talking disrespected on multiple levels. But my grandmother, when she first met her, first time she walked in the house, but, you know, hey, Big Mama was old. What the hell she know? Big Mama could pick up on the demons, though. So we got young folks now, and they telling us when they go to college, and college say crazy stuff. It's crazy. Like, there's a crisis in America going on with the young men. Because I had this one professor say, the biggest problem with the black men, especially, is that work from home. And I never really thought about it until I started looking at it, and I was like, man, it's crazy because something as simple as working from home. Because when you work from home as a man, what happens? You don't learn energy management. And this professor, I think it was my boy Jordan, that guy who was, he was a college professor, and then they fired him behind because he started talking sense. So when you work from home, like right now, I'm in my t-shirt and my drawers, sitting at home. So I don't have to get up on time. I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to iron my shirt, brush my teeth, wash my face. I could technically make money from home without doing any of that. I don't have to get in my car and drive. I don't have to learn the rules of the road engagement. I don't have to worry about somebody cutting me off in traffic, slamming on the brakes. I don't have to engage. I don't have to pick up on energy levels when I stop to get gas. When I go to the office, I don't have to swipe my badge. I don't have to, hey, John. I don't have to have no social skills. I don't have to interact. As a man, and when I get to the office and there's a corporate meeting, like when I worked at UFA, worked at insurance, and every week we would go in there and we would have, you know, especially we would have just a regular meeting with all of the leaders. So I was considered, I was a team lead, so I was going over all of the managers and the head guy, who's a retired 2-star general. And so I learned etiquette. I learned how to listen and keep my mouth closed. So the young men and women today, they don't have none of those. That's scary. It's scary. I'm talking scary. That's why I know I ain't going to no old folks home. My black ass gonna stay healthy. When I transition, it's gonna be like Moses. I'm gonna go up on the mountaintop and say, hey, Doc, gone. The Negro was in perfect health, he just transitioned. We don't know why he left, he just left. I ain't letting no young folk wipe my butt when I get old. If I'm not able to wipe it, it's time for me to go. Why? They don't value you, bruh. They think, young folks think old people should be carted out and, you know, put in old folks' homes just left to die. You ain't got no value. Old people can't add value. Talk to young people. Don't even talk to them. Just walk into the room with young people and look how they look at you. I love doing it. I love going to high school football games with my bonus kids. I'm going to school. Like when they have the, you know, parents come up and, you know, what they call it? Opportunity day, job day, you go, you speak. I love doing it. Because I go up there and I say, now what do you do? I say, well, I'm a life coach. And the kids be like, what? I said, what is that? I said, well, you know, I'm an author. They said, oh, you write books? I said, yeah, I know. You can kind of say that. And they are blown away because I make more money than all of the doctors and the lawyers and everybody else that's there. I make more money than the principal of the school. So when they ask me how much money you make, I like being the last speaker too on career day. That's what it's called, career day. Every time I have career day with all my kids, I would go up to school. Because I'm sitting at home in my drawers anyway. And I was, I go up there and I'm listening to the teacher get there, the principal get there, so I make $200,000 a year. Lawyer come up here, I make $300,000. And all the people come up and they bragging about how much money they make. And I never said, I sit at home in my drawers, I make $500,000. You're like, what the? So are you qualified to give advice? That's all I'm asking. Because I got $100,000 that states that probably not in the area that you're in. So we got young folks who got professors teaching since they retired from 30 years ago. You can't talk to me about business, bruh, if you retired and you're not active in business. No disrespect. So when I go to teachers, I don't give the teachers no respect. So when my kids get in trouble, they call and teachers call, like right now, my son BJ, my grandkids, they moved to Mississippi, so she's getting in trouble. My granddaughter's getting in trouble. Every day the teacher sends a note home saying she refuses to, she continues to speak out of turn. Every time that happens, I send my son BJ, I give my granddaughter $20 and say, keep speaking out of turn, fucking robot. So children go to school to lose their identity and to be reprogrammed by the dominant culture to fit in a box. Wear the same, everybody wears skin jeans. They use music in school to destroy culture. Take away your joy. Now, I didn't know that, but I know it happened to me when I went to school. And so energy is unlimited, but we live in a box or a prison or a finite environment. And so today is part one of a 3-part series. Where I'm going to break down that what you're doing wrong, and it's not that you're doing it's not wrong, it's just that we wasn't taught. I was taught to speak on, to express myself. But when I was young, I was taught not to express myself. Because you was raised like I was raised, you were supposed to be seen, but not heard. So I would go to Big Mama's house and all the adults would be in the room. I would go in there and start talking. My grandmother, my phrases, had a room, and y'all grandmother probably had that too. All the furniture had plastic on it. Brian, you remember that? And we could not go in that room. Nobody could go in that room. It had a lock on it. But only when special people came in could go into that room. The furniture had plastic on it. The floor, it's crazy. I think back to some of the stuff that I saw as a child. I'm like, and I remember that room that my grandmother had, and she had a china cabinet with all the fancy china in there. Man, go up there and touch one of the places you want to. You're going to drop like a nub. You get beat to death if you go into that room where my grandmother had. And I used to think as a child, what the beep was like this room, we can't sit on it, we got to see it. Why has it got plastic all over all the furniture? Nobody could sit on it. And I remember asking my grandmother, Big Mama, why come Kyle I got slapped? And I was just like, well, that's how I was raised. So I didn't have no identity. So I went to school and they gave me an identity. Come to find out, it wasn't a black identity. I knew nothing about my culture. Like I just found out 2 days ago that my grandfather, we used to call him Big Daddy, was born on Christmas Day in 1882. I looked at his obituary and I was like, so the whole time I knew Big Daddy when I was a little kid, I had no idea the Negro was born on Christmas Day, December the 25th of 1882. And I know when I was a kid, I used to listen to my grandfather, Big Daddy, we called him, talk. And he didn't really talk that much. Now, my grandmother, like, to me, Big Mama was mean. And it wasn't that she was mean, it's just she had a lot to do. Like, she just didn't have time to answer questions for no little badass kid. So I would start talking to my boy, get up out of here with all that. I didn't know. No, get out of my house, go play. So I just feel like, damn, some big mama got to stick up her butt. I didn't understand life. And what is, like, if you're born in 1882, what, man, and he died in, I think, like 1980 something. So he, lived almost 100 years. I think it was close to 100 years. How do you treat older people? Because that's a walking library. But just because you're old, that doesn't make you wise. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people who are older. And because they're older, so the Veronica Smith said that, yeah, but my grandmother had plastic all over her furniture too. I don't know, this is just a black thing. A lot of black folks I know, they're older, their grandparents had that as well. And I'm thinking back and I'm like, man, they didn't learn energy management. I didn't learn energy management until I developed a life management system and I was examining myself. And Sister Addie, the thing that messed me up, Sister Addie, was I was trying really hard, Sister Addie. I was working 3 jobs and I was always broke. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, I would get frustrated. But I didn't know, Sister Addie, that I was violating the principles and the laws of manifestation. I didn't understand nothing about, and again, this is when I first started. This was eons ago. We already talked about, credit and went through all of that. So, brothers and sisters, money is energy. And you have to invest your energy the same way you invest your money. So I just want to ask everybody on this call today. The first question is what I told everybody to write down. Are you qualified to give advice in the area that you are giving advice? And the way that you know that you're qualified to give advice in that area is because you've mastered that area. That means that you got fruit. So, let's just say you go to Ebenezer Baptist. Ebenezer Baptist, the preacher's there. The day's Sunday, and the preacher preached a sermon on, whatever. Now, I challenge, which is why I don't go to church, because usually when I go to church, usually they don't talk to me, but if they do talk to me, I always ask them, do you have a product, service, or information? Jesus was a carpenter. He made his money from carpentry. How do you make your money? Because if you making your money from the people, you just fleecing the flock. So every preacher should have a purpose prior to him preaching. I'm not saying that you should not get paid for your preaching, but you should also have a purpose that goes along with your preaching. That's how you qualify to teach, because you have something called fruit. So I'm a fruit inspector, kind of like Jesus. If I won't plant a fruit tree and it ain't got no fruit on it, then I'm going to keep stepping. And it's interesting to me because as we talk about how you right now are investing your time and your energy, who are you spending time with and why? Can you explain to me? Can somebody give me an example of somebody that you're investing in that's a good investment? You're getting fruit back other than your children. So as a mother, you have a responsibility to invest in your children because they didn't have to be here. They are your children. Money is energy. Just like exercise and all other energy and all education and all relationships, it's all structured thought. That's why everything, if you look at everything, is energy, but it has to be put into a format. It has to be structured, which is the point of the next series. The whole point. The whole point of the next series is how to structure thought. So that way you can get paid, which is what I call marketing psychology. So the next series starts on the 19th, costs $199 for members who paid for the last series. $249, so I can give you the key that answers the question that I said, are you qualified to teach? Or are you qualified to give advice? Then you should ask, what are you qualified to give advice in? Well, you're only qualified to give advice in the areas that you are in. Notice I didn't say in the areas that you have won, meaning that you are currently going through a particular problem. You can talk about it because you are going through that problem. So you might not be able to tell me what to do because you're still working it out yourself, but you can tell me what you did that did not work. For example, if I was like suffering from a specific, disease, let's call the disease, stupiditis. If I'm suffering from stupiditis and I tried, taking aspirin and my stupid didn't go away, I'm still stupid. I could tell you with 100% certainty, taking aspirin for your stupidness, it doesn't work, bro. I tried it and it didn't work. So I can't give advice in that area. Now, once let's say I suffered from stupiditis and I applied awareness and consciousness. I expanded my knowledge. I started learning it. And then I realized, hey, stupid went away when I got knowledge. Okay, I can start teaching now and explaining to people, hey, I can get this is a specific subject, stupid. I can give you a specific result, which is knowledge or no longer being stupid in a specific time frame, 3 days. So now I got a course because now I got structured thought. So now I have what is called energy management. So now I'm eligible to make money because I can structure thoughts in a manner that will get you a specific result. And what does that mean? Well, that means now I can be and do and have. Why? Well, what is your return on your energy investment? Have you ever stopped and thought, what if you treat energy the same way you treat money? I do every day. So when I invest my time and my energy into a person, a place, or a thing, I'm expecting a return. Not from that person, that place, or that thing, but from God or source. So if I give money to a homeless man, I set up an expectation. That's why I do it. Now, I know the homeless man is not going to find me, come to my house and say, hey, bro, remember 5 years ago when I was homeless, you gave me $10? Now, that could happen. But I'm expecting my blessing to come from the big G, not from thee. However, this is the smoking gun. The smoking gun when it comes to management. If you learn how to manage energy, you learn how to manage money. Most people don't really understand their own entity. Most people don't understand their own entity. Most people don't understand their own energy. How come your energy goes up or down? Do you know? How come your energy is like one day you're tired? Remember I tell you that I never get tired. So how come I never get tired? Because I'm doing a show that some people could say, like my wife says all the time. She's like, boy, and I do this on purpose. Anytime we get in the car, I did it last night. I just start talking. I start talking real fast. I just be talking. I just be making up stuff. And she would be like, damn, when are you going to shut up? You talk all day on your shows. You're on the phone doing one-on-ones. You fucking talking all the time. Oh, next Sunday. I said I wasn't going to talk F-bomb today. And I do that because she's not a talker. She's a doer. She's 22. I'm a 33. So what am I qualified to teach? See, y'all better stop playing. Nobody can out-talk me, man. Nobody. There's nobody on this call that can out-talk me. Anybody want to test that theory out? We could do a marathon. Remember, I just had 5,000. They're giving to delete my third. I think this will be my third or fourth YouTube channel that they're giving to delete. On this channel that they're giving to delete, I got at least 5 years worth of content on that. I got enough for at least about 20 or 30 books. They deleted. I had 5 Blog Talk channels. 3 of them are gone. They deleted it. I've lost. I got 3 storage places full of boxes of papers that's written down of stuff that I wrote. Content. Why? That's my gift. I can't. So the more I give, like the Bible says, give, and what happens? Give, what happens? Give, I'm not making this up. This is the key to wealth. I've been telling everybody for years. Because remember, only perfection seeks expression. So since you don't see yourself, remember, what's the point of today's message? Money is energy. Energy is time and placement. Since most people don't really understand themselves, they can't express themselves because they're afraid of rejection. Me, I'm not. I know I'm the baddest mother on the planet. I know nobody can out-talk me. Nobody. So to know yourself is the greatest gift you can give to yourself. So I know I'm a millionaire. I'm the only person that I know of. Now there's a human design system. There's the DISC system. There's Briggs-Myers. There's a plethora of personality tests and ways by which to find your identity. I'm the only one that uses your blood and uses your cosmic origins based upon your date of entry, to my knowledge. That's who got a copy off of me, but they don't know how I get my information because I'll never share it. I'm like Colonel Sanders. I ain't giving away my original recipe. So I'm the only one that knows it. I've never shared it with nobody. So why do I have and how do I maintain unlimited energy? Because the more I give, the more I receive. Because the Bible says, give and it shall be given. How though? It says, good measure. That's why I'm always blessed. It says, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give unto your bosom. For with the same measure. Come on, preacher. This is why I talk so much. So my money doesn't come from you. Now, some of it, but does all of it? No. My money comes from the big G. Because I understand universal spiritual laws. Give, and it shall be given. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give unto your bosom. For with the same measure, I got a big measure, bruh. I got a big measure, sis, that ye meet withal, it shall be measured to you again. So, I give you the bad good news. I can't get tired. I can't take a sabbatical. I can't go on vacation. I do to hang out with the wife and, do what I'm doing right now in a different place. I'm never on vacation. I would never stop doing what I'm doing until I DYE or DIE. Why? I treat energy the same way I treat money. I treat money the same way I treat people. I don't invest in people that don't invest in me. I don't invest in things that doesn't give me a return on my investment. What do I look slow? The white man doesn't do that. The white man does not invest in stocks and bonds and buy houses and shit that depreciates in value. The white man buys assets. I don't understand why Negroes don't. Do you know the Negroes that buy assets? I'm asking for a friend. I mean, I already know the answer, so I got a friend who asked me. He told me to ask y'all that. Sister Cheryl of the West. Sister Cheryl of the West. Sister Cheryl, do you invest in a known liability? Now, I'm not saying, that's some sharks out there, Sister Cheryl. They may con you out your money. But, Sister Cheryl, you are a high vibrational activity, which you knowingly, Sister Cheryl, take your life savings and give it to a nook that you know is not going to give you a return on your investment. So why y'all hanging out with nooks that y'all know? You know that this is Uncle Tommy. The Negro been unemployed. He's 40 years old. He ain't fought his way of a wet paper bag in his life. And you hanging out with Uncle Tommy. Why we do that? I know no white man that does that. Do you? Now, I know that they're out there. I just don't know any. But I know a bunch of black people who do. I know no black man. I know a lot of black people that go hang out with people that they know ain't going nowhere. But you like them. But you know what you tell yourself? Everything I used to tell myself. When I used to hang out with people that wasn't going nowhere. I used to tell myself, well, they just gotta, they just going through something. I'm just there to encourage them all day because, they my friend. We went to high school together. See, brothers and sisters, you are investing your time, your energy, the same way you're investing your money. White people don't buy liabilities. They only buy assets. But black people, primarily, I know there's exceptions to every rule, but what's the point, Doc? The point of today's message is, are you qualified to teach? How do I know if you're qualified? I don't take no advice from nobody that's not already at the place where I'm trying to go. If I want to be a boardroom surgeon, I'm not going to take advice from somebody that's not already performing surgery. I'll say it again. See, to know yourself is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself. Right now, most people that I talk to, they don't understand themselves, so they cannot understand me. If you don't understand your own strength and your own weaknesses, if you don't understand what you want in your own life, how can you help me accomplish what I want in my life? I find it extremely difficult to talk to or connect with people who don't know where they're going. I find it extremely difficult. I find it very difficult. In fact, very unnerving. When I find somebody who's focusing on something, but they don't know their own purpose. I talk about focus, discipline, and order. How the blank you're going to focus and you ain't got nothing to focus on. So to me, purpose is the only thing on earth. That's why I'm only doing life management systems now. Now, I'm going to talk with you guys about stuff because you guys already got the life management system. But, as I told everybody on this call, everybody on this call should be helping me promote the life management system because inside of it is the big credit report. Nobody can do nothing without it. If you got family and friends, all your family and all your friends should have a head credit report. Why? I have an infinite amount of energy. But I have a finite amount of time. So this is why last night I slept 2 or 3 hours. This is why every night I sleep a very short period of time compared to the average person because of the amount of energy that I have to burn up. This is why I exercise 3 times a day. This is why I do 2 or 3 free shows a day. This is why I've already done 5 or 6 videos before most people woke up. Why? Because of the amount of energy that I have. So life is meant to be lived joyfully. So the word joy is like the word bliss. It means the mind of God downloaded into a body of a man. So that's money because that's energy. So you're supposed to manage the mind of God. So to live joyfully is truly why you're here. Also, if you're not happy with your life, then something needs to be changed. So my question to you is, what do you want in life? What's your purpose in this life? Why are you here? What are you qualified to teach? Remember the first question? What are you passionate about? So if I was to ask everybody on this call, how many people could genuinely, honestly, give me an answer to the question, what is your purpose for life statement? What is your true, core, embedded purpose in this lifetime? This is why I do purpose reports, because every day I ask that question to people, and I find very, 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 very few people who are supposed to be doing the shadow work, and they are spiritual gurus, but they cannot tell me why they're here on earth. So I'm here to elevate, but I'm also here to evaluate. So when I evaluate people, I'm not evaluating you. I'm evaluating how do you value, how do you reallocate, how do you manage your energy. That's why I'm here. I'm here to assist you with the management of your energy. Because your energy is your entity. The entity is the energy. That's source. So my job is to leave you in a better place than when I found you. My job is to uplift you. That's why I do these classes, especially the free shows. I'm not here because I don't got nothing else to do. I'm here because I'm here to uplift the spirits of humanity. That's a part of my destiny. That's a part of my DNA. That's in my DNA report. My job is to help you learn to manage your time and your energy because that is your money. See, the moment that you learn to manage energy in your own life, then you start to understand that there is a basic principle in life which states that we only have a certain amount of time on this planet. We got unlimited energy, but we got limited time. So each and every day, I need to take my unlimited energy and I need to find a way to express, expose, and expand it. That's my job. Your job is to find your purpose. And now once you find it, you got to present it in a manner or in a package that I can assimilate. You got to dumb it down for me because I don't know your purpose. You're good at blank and I'm not. So you're supposed to treat energy the same way you treat people. You're supposed to treat people the same way you treat your money. I don't know nobody that would go up and just, let me be somebody out there, go to the bank, take out all your money, drive down the street, and just throw it out the window. Is there anybody on this call that would, please text me and email me, so let me know when you're going, the next time you're going down the street and you're going to throw away your money. Is there anybody on this call that would take all of your life savings out of the bank, drive down this car and just throw out it? But the average person lives their life that way. Because look how you spend your time. Look how you spend your attention. Who has your attention? Who has your time? That's your money. So your attention and your intention and your time and your energy is your money. That's why my energy level is always high. That's why my money is always high. That's why my time spent with people is always low. So that's why I teach, because most people are liabilities. But when I find people that are assets, I pump a lot of time into people that are an asset until they show me, nigga, I'm not an asset. I'm a liability. I believe people when they tell me that they are a liability. If you listen to what people say, they will tell you, stop investing in me. They will tell you. Like Oprah used to say, when somebody tells you who they are, you better believe them. Otherwise, it's going to bite you in the ass. And it's not their fault. It's yours. You are pouring your time and your energy. It's like pissing in the wind. If you piss in the wind, the piss going to come right back and blow right in your face. Even the Bible says, do not cast your pearls among swine. What happens? It says that the pigs will turn on you and rend you. That means run you to blank over. But what you're going to do? You're going to gaslight them. You're going to act like it's their fault. No, look, it's your fault. You knew that was a liability and a bad investment before you invested. If you do not treat your time and your energy the way you treat your money, you are disrespecting yourself and your source. And what happens is, it's very interesting how people treat themselves. You better watch and pay close attention, brothers and sisters, because we're living in a day and age, remember what we talked about, identity without essence. Oh, there is no black child. I'm working on my son Kendrick right now, because he got the disease too. If they go to college, they're going to come back black slates. College wipes identities, meaning college removes essence from your identity. So now that's why everybody has an identity problem. That's why we got all this trans, and you just throw 1,000 words after it. Trans or binary or bi. Everything is trans, everything is binary. That means I lost my identity. I don't know who the fuck I am. The most dangerous man in a prison. When I worked in a supermax prison, was always the man with no identity. Where purpose is not known, death is inevitable. You just want to be a part of that death code. So I'm talking about Son Timothy. Timothy's very educated. But he ain't got no identity. So I'm his father. So the devil's a liar. So I finally got my first son back on track. I was working with Shamora. Shamora had the same father because they go to school. I don't know no black child because remember there's a target primarily for us because y'all do know, and some of us don't, as the frequency of the earth has changed. The melanocytes inside of the body. My boy Dr. David Blair, before he died, I told you that I talked to him when he was in the hotel room before he died. David Blair, Google that name. And Dr. David Blair told me what was going to happen. He said it should happen around 2021, 2022. Everything that's happening, David Blair told me 10 years ago that it was going to happen. Now, I believed him, but I didn't understand him. So David Blair said that the true color of melanated people's skin is green. And I remember, if you remember, when you was a boy, when you was a child, I remember when I first met Dee, my wife, she talked about how Alec was born green and he wasn't breathing. And most black people's birthmarks are green. And David Black told me a long time ago, now you got to Google, I can't go into his history, but he was a biochemist. He understood biochemistry like I did, like I do. And he loved the same thing I love, which is understand the biology of spirituality. Not just biology, but the spirit part of biology. You know what? The Dehuti means green ones. So all of both of the Anunnakis, they were green. So, but there's a problem between the green ones and then the nitrogen breathers who looked green, but they wasn't green. So they were called lizards. But if you look at a plant, melanin is just like chlorophyll. It's just like the green blood in the plant. But inside of our human body, because of, and again you can Google it, it's called oxyference, which creates what's called luciferase, or luciferin. And I wrote a whole book called Bioluminescence, which is, they put that in the death jab. What's the point, Doc? Well, greenish black hue is when magnesium is replaced with iron. The human body is made up of 70% water. All black people, we are low. All people are, but especially black people, we don't got no magnesium. Even the only thing I disagreed with Dr. Sabi was his promotion of iron. Do anybody know what happens to iron when you put it in water? If you take a cast iron and submerge it in water, it begins to rust. That's why your skin is brown, not green. Everybody talks about iron. Nobody talks about magnesium. If you were to be sufficient in magnesium, it activates the crystal palace, which is the title of the next series that starts on September 19th. Well, I get into the biology of the crystal palace to activate the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hypothalamus, which is the pyramid inside the head, to activate the crystals of the magnetite in the blood. So that way you can pick up the frequencies that's been set by Polaris, which is a constellation of the star. Go to NASA.gov, triple value to go to NASA's website and read the ghost particle called neutrinos. What is it doing to melanated people's DNA? That's the whole point of the jab. Fuck up your DNA so you can't receive the signals from the Most High. You can't tell educated kids that. They went to Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. As I'm telling my son kids. Smart as hell, dumb as a box of rocks. Why? Because they got the education in the dominant culture. Do you think the Negro that put your ass in the box is going to give you the key to get out? No, so the white man is not qualified to teach me. No disrespect. So no, I can't follow, Tony Robbins. I like it. Good say. I ain't no disrespect. Norman Vincent Peale, all my gurus are white. But I'm stupid. My main gurus are Dr. Miles Monroe, Cornell Nelson, and Berto Baird. Then sprinkle in my boy up in New York, Bernard Jordan. They all black. Then we didn't even talk about my boy from Powernomics, and then my boy Professor Delvin Robinson. These are the men that had an impact on my life. No disrespect. It's not about race. It's about the hoodie, the green ones. That be you, boo. But you don't know. That's money, though. So you dislike yourself because that's you money. You are money. You can't make money. You are. Oh yeah. Damn, I forgot it. Thank you, Sister Watson. And my boy Reverend Ike. I can't leave him out. I remember I thought when I was a kid, my grandma used to get stuff from Reverend Ike, and I said that nigga was a charlatan. Now I'll be listening to all this stuff. The dude was just ahead of his time. So Doc, I'm kind of following you, but I gotta go. And I need, can you give me something to, get me ready for part 2? So I'll do part 2 later on tonight. We'll make this a 3-part series. So later on tonight, I'm gonna have to, it's gonna hurt the feelings just a little bit, but it's gonna change your life. We only have so much energy each day because we only got a certain amount of time. So we got unlimited energy, but nobody lives forever. Because my daughter Shamora's not here, I thought I had more time. I didn't. That's why my energy is on 10, 11, 12 all the time now. So now I don't allow myself to invest. I invest in everybody, but it's for a limited time. Unless my investment, I get a return on my investment. Because I know each and every day, we got a certain amount of time to take our energy. And we got to invest it into people. And we got to invest it into places. We got to invest it into things like me with my ebooks. Like I'm working on one right now. I have it finished this afternoon. I just finished my ebook with the credit power, with putting all the stuff that we talked about with the credit. Now I'm working on another ebook and another ebook for the Crystal Palace, which we started on 19th. Just like the series that we just did on credit. Well, hopefully you guys took that one and, man, you took all the nuggets. So that means everybody should have a 750 credit score. Everybody should if you can find a way to generate at least 30,000, that means on paper when it comes to the bank, you made 100,000. Because I taught everybody how to triple your income. We already booked down affiliate marketing. So everybody should be promoted to the life management system. I give you $500 for everybody that joins. Anybody that joins the life management system that you refer, it's the price of $1,000, $9.99. Bam, you get 50%. So book all of that down. So you could be investing your time and your energy into that. Or, I got a question. What are you doing with your time? You see, I keep investing and investing and investing, but my energy is never exhausted. Most people, they invest and invest and invest until they have no more energy. Then they're left exhausted. They climb into bed at night and they pass out. And they go to sleep. And then their energy builds back up again. They wake up the next day and they invest and invest and invest in time, with people. They go to their jobs. They go hang out with other people. And then 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they pass the fuck out. Because their energy is depleted. Me, I'm lying in bed, wide awake, looking at the stars. Looking at the top of the bedroom. So I just go to bed. As soon as the wife passes out, I get up and get on the computer. Why? Because I'm not expending no energy. See, all my energy comes back to me because it's give and it shares and killing. Now, I've been teaching this shit for 25 years. You cannot outgive God, source. So most people don't have no more energy at night. There's this TikTok video that's going around with this old elder, this old black guy with these dreads, and he's telling you why you sleep. Sleep, the only purpose for sleep is for the body to repair itself. Let me say it again. The only reason you sleep is because your body must repair itself. Let me say it again, real slow, real slow, real slow. I don't know if you got it. We're going to continue later on tonight, but I need you to understand something. Because people tell, oh, you need to get 8 hours of sleep. Who told you that? Did a black man tell you that? No, you didn't get that shit from no black man. You got that from one of those Caucasians. They're going to cost you your occasion. That's not a study for another time. So, I know, because I've been doing it for 25 years. I ain't read this shit in the book, so I'm qualified. Bruh, I got proof that this works. I'm qualified to teach on it. So my question to you is, what are you qualified to give advice on? Don't talk to me about nothing that you have not already done. Or you're not in the middle of doing it right now. So if you are in the middle of Bumbuk Egypt, just going crazy, okay, you should do a class on crazy. And you should say, this is all the things that you should never do. Otherwise, you're going to end up like me. Because when I was broke, busted, and disgusted, when I started teaching while I was broke. You know what I told everybody? I don't know what the secret to success is, but I can, this moving every year for 25 years in a row, your ass gonna be broke. Because all your money's gonna go to, making new deposits, turning on lights, getting a moving truck, packing boxes. You're gonna be broke. How do I know? 25 years. You wanna talk to my ex-wife? I got 5 kids, 4 now, and they'll tell you the same thing. Yeah, dad was fucked up in the head. The nigga, every time we got settled in, just finally got into school, got some friends, the nigga will quit his job. So the next thing I know, I don't know if I don't know the secret, this is the secret not. Don't quit your job right before Christmas. Especially if you got a family. Now, if I don't know what to do, I do know what not to do. Don't quit your job. And, don't cheat on your wife and let her find out on purpose. Because I would do stuff, because remember, my job was to create the problem. You got to come in, riding on a white horse, saves the day. That releases dopamine in my head. So I had a bumped up dopamine loop. And two, why do I think I need to do the classes on behavioral cloud? I can spot that negative habit loop, that negative habit pattern. Like I told my boy Jay Money. Hey, dude, you know the same thing I used to do. Just like, man, so don't stop wasting my time, man. Go on back out there, finish your dopamine release. So he's out there doing his thing. I ain't mad at him. I told my boy brother Dana, most of the men. I remember my boy brother Rome, all of them, bro, these young dudes. Bro, you're not ready yet. Most men don't know shit till they're 40, sometimes 45. That's when the light just barely comes on. Ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? I know every woman out here shaking her head. Yeah, most niggas dumb as a box of rocks till they 40. I don't know why men are late bloomers. Did I read that in a book? No, I did not. Every male that I know, dumb as a box of rocks. The light barely starts to flicker when he's 40. Then all of a sudden, the nigga will get a stroke of morality and say, well, maybe that's what I did. I did the same thing. And, as my son told me, both of them, Dad, we're not like you. We're not going to be like you. Really? I told my dad the same thing. That's what he did when I told him that. He just laughed. So my son told me that. Y'all know what I did? So I just talked to Kendrick yesterday. You know what I did? Yeah, call me back 5 years, bro. Talk to my son-in-law, my daughter called me, Dad, you need to talk to my husband. You know what he said? I won't talk to that nigga. He can't tell me nothing. But I got to give him respect. Because he catch me on the DL and ask me some questions and say, something stands out that's different. I said, really? What's going on, bro? Well, you got something called proof. You qualified. I'm like, damn straight. I can tell you exactly why you and my daughter is bumping heads. She was my daughter before she was your wife. Sade is a fast processor. He said, damn, Mr. Rogers, you're so right, sir. Man, she's trying to do this, trying to do that. I said, I know. She's high speed. She's like her daddy. You know anything about my daughter, you should call me, bro. I'll help you out. This is what you should do. You implemented what I told him. Now marriage is good as gold. See, I want to ask you the $1 billion question again, because I don't know if y'all listening. What are you qualified to teach? Because you're not broke. You're just teaching the wrong topic. So remember, I'm a bullshitter. I'm a retired sociopath, and I'm a retired psychopath, and I'm a retired past star, and I'm a retired me star. I've done it already. Been there, done it. I got 3 T-shirts and a trophy. So when these young cats come up to me, like I wonder, like my brother, the young guy, brother Gordon, that was in the last series. Man, I got all respect for that dude. So he's a kid, man, dude like 23, 24 years old, and can recognize greatness. He said, Mr. Rogers, Master Teacher 33, dude, whatever you tell me to do, I'm going to implement it, bro. Why? Same thing that I look for, he looks for. How he know that at his age, I have no idea. Fruit. I do not judge a tree by its leaves. I judge a tree by its fruit. So how do y'all think I determine when I'm talking to you? Well, I don't listen to what you say. I don't even watch what you do. I look at what you have. I ain't talking material shit either. I'm talking about your freaking brain. Do you got a mental constitution? Remember, what is money? Money is structured thought. Now, I gotta say this again. This is the most important thing. Stop following people who don't have structure. The whole series that we're doing on September the 19th is one thing only: how to find and how to structure your knowledge, so that when you can present it to the marketplace, you get paid. No matter what the economy is, I always make money. Why? I know how to put my knowledge into a way that when I present it to people, it's one specific result that people want. All I do is pay attention to what's in the news. If there's a recession going on, what y'all think people want? It's like if a fire is burning, people just want one thing: put the fire out. My stuff is in there, man. Don't talk to me about nothing. Run over there with the water hose, spray it down. What if a family member is inside the home? When I was a cop, I got to the scene. You know what? The people wanted. They really didn't want to talk to me. They really hate. Most people don't like talking to cops. So when I was a cop, I knew I wasn't going to get a bunch of warm and fuzzies when I got to the scene. They only called me because it was last resort. That's the only reason I call a cop. I'm going to figure it out myself first. But if I can't figure it out, man, I got to get the cops over here, man. It's all this problem. Cops are called because they want somebody to solve a problem. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want you to tell me about your day. I don't give a blank how long you've been in the police department. I don't care where you're from. It took me a while to figure that out because I'm a nice person. And I'll get to the scene and I'll be like, hey, what's going on? My name is Officer. We don't give a fuck who you are, man. Get off over here, stole my shit. I need you to go get it back. Well, hold on, bro. I'm a talker. I like to, I want to, I want to greet you. Hey, my name is something. I don't care about your name, man. You go get my stuff. So I learned really fast that people don't care or they're not interested in your history, where you from, how tall you are, you got a degree. Can you solve my problem? See, y'all talk about too much stuff. You do a video on TikTok, don't introduce yourself. I don't care who you are. Don't tell me where you're from. I don't give a. You got pretty teeth, who cares? You got big teeth, not interested. You from Alabama? I don't care. Can you solve my problem, though? So you got 3 seconds to tell me you can solve my problem. So the mistake everybody is making, you start this video, hey, click. You got 3 seconds. So as soon as you start your TikTok, you better tell me what problem you're going to solve for me. So you talking about you. Don't nobody care. People got problems, man. We live in a world where people got real problems. Like, for real. Like, most people, like, got problems like rich people problems. Affluent problems. Like my bonus kids. They had a problem last night. So all the week was spent through what? Prom stuff. Dresses, suits, getting all stuff for the prom. So the problem, ordered some shoes, they didn't come in on time. Well, I was kind of laughing. I tell my wife that all the time I really struggle because I didn't grow up like that. My first marriage, my kids didn't grow up like that. So I struggle with little stuff. I mean, we got to talk a lot. Otherwise, the marriage is not going to work. I go to my bathroom and shit like shit's missing. But the kids just walk in there and just take stuff and they just, because they live here too. So they think it's their house. And it is. So who got the problem? Me. What's my problem? Ain't no attention. I grew up struggle. All I know is struggle success. I don't know success. I'm used to struggle and success. So this whole affluent thing, shit, I'm working overtime to keep from fucking it up, like I've been doing. So just like you, I'm struggling too. It's just a different level, just a different frequency. That's all. That's what I'm doing in class. So every day I wake up, I gotta say, you belong, Doc. Because there's something in my brain telling me, nigga, you don't belong over here in this affluent part of town. So every day I gotta wake up and say, the devil, you a lie. Get the fuck out of here. You gotta tell yourself that too. That little voice, like Sister Addie was saying, the battle is in your head. It's not me. It's not your mama, your daddy, your kids. So no, I'm not gonna go in there and go off on the kids because they went into your bathroom and bought some toothpaste. She's like 50 things of toothpaste. Why am I analytic about? Because my brain needs struggle. My brain needs conflict. So I gotta create it. All my life, I've gotten to this level. And every time I get there, I crash and burn. Not this time. I don't think so, bruh. So I'm hyper vigilant about my brain. That's money. Money is structured thought. Money is the ability that don't let no one come into you, not even yourself. I am not going to let myself tell myself I don't belong. Shit, I'm just passing through. I'm going to another level. Shit, you think I've done something now? Stick around, bruh. Get your popcorn. Wait till I get my yacht. Wait till I get my big-ass house on the beach in Miami or somewhere. Wait till I get me my own plane, have my own private pilot. Y'all think, no, man, we just scratching the surface. Wait till the life management center and the life management system is going to be freaking on CNN or Oprah or somewhere. Y'all going to see me say, damn, it's that guy. The nigga said he was going to be on CNN one day. Yeah, they're going to be interviewing me and they're going to talk about me, be able to tell, like, yeah, I know back in the day. And I told my group that one day you're going to see my black ass on the news nationwide. And people going to be enrolling in the life management system. Because that's the only way for you to find and fulfill your God-given purpose, destiny, and getting it. Because it's not based upon personality. It's based upon your star seed, your core imprint. It's a cosmic, the crystals are hitting your DNA. They're lying dormant. You just got to activate them. So tonight we continue with part two, as we talk about dormant DNA activation that leading up to the next series that starts on the 19th. And the cost is $199. Set aside your opinion because I always tell people to treat energy the same way you treat your money. See, your energy is infinite. You are an infinite resource because you are energy. You can't be created and you can't be destroyed, but you can change frequency. So we continue tonight with, okay, I'm on the frequency of 20K a year. I want to reallocate wisely by investing in another frequency with my time and my attention so I can experience a whole new invention. So my job is to assist you with investing how you think, because you got to evaluate. Because right now, you may be investing $30,000. We're talking time and energy though. My energy increases as my money increases. Have y'all noticed that? Why is that? People who do stuff really slow, they have no gumption. They're not, I'm going to use the word, not in a hurry, but purposefully. See, before I invest in a startup company, I ask questions. I don't know nobody that would invest $30,000 in me. If I walk up to you and say, hey, loan me $30,000, would you ask me any questions? Wouldn't you ask me, what you plan on doing my $30,000? Wouldn't you ask, if I give you $30,000, how are you going to pay me back? If I tell you to invest $30,000 of your hard-earned money, wouldn't you evaluate? Wouldn't you ask some basic questions to see how your money, and most importantly, what's my return on my investment? If I give you 30, can I get maybe can I get back 35? Is there anybody that would invest your money? So how come we don't do the same thing with energy? How come before you invest your energy into someone or something, why don't you evaluate that person? Why don't you evaluate that place? Why don't you evaluate? So when I went to church, I joined. I didn't evaluate the church or the preacher or nothing. I just went there because the family members said, hey, God, this man, the word of God is coming up here, dog. Oh, I just saw it on TV. Everybody want to go to Potter's house. Why? T.D. Jakes is at Potter's house. But does the Negro got fruit? Is he or her or it deserving of your time and your energy? Because if you only have a certain amount of time to invest your energy, I thought Shamora, because she was only 19, I thought I had a lot more time to invest my energy into my daughter. But I was wrong. I only had 19 years with Shamora. If I knew when Shamora was born, she was only going to be here for 19 years, Sister Veronica, I would have stayed in my marriage because I knew I would rather sacrifice my quote-unquote pleasure and pursuing my purpose to invest in my daughter. But I didn't know. So make sure, brothers and sisters, that you do have unlimited energy. But you only got a certain amount of time by which to invest that energy. Do not waste, even though there's no such thing as wasting. But make sure that you're investing your time and your energy in the right place. And what did you know? That you, like the Bible says, give and it shall be given. You will have unlimited you will have a return upon your investment. So later on tonight, we'll continue with how come we all got different religious beliefs, and what does that do, and what does that have to do with money and investing? Does that increase or does that limit? And are you an energy consumer or are you an energy creator? We put that down later on tonight. Love you, appreciate you. See you guys later on. God bless.